be doing part of the past, le passé composé. This is the passive voice, and it's about things that have happened and are over and done with. What I used to, that is l'imparfait. It is I have done. The form of it is avoir or être. We're starting with avoir because that's the most common thing. Plus the participle passé, the past participle. I'll show you how you get the participle passé now. Let's start with the ER verbs. Oh, I should have done this before. You know what? Let me just do it quickly. Done. ER verbs. It will always end in E accent. Every single verb that isn't irregular and ends in ER will end in E accent. Now for IR verbs, they all end in I. J'ai fini, tu as fini. And then RE verbs, they all end in U. These are all the regular endings. Cross the border into être exception. These are the only words that you use être for. Dr. Mrs. Van der Tramp. You need to learn these. You conjugate them. Some of them you conjugate like this, for example, partir, that becomes parti. But some of them are irregular. For example, naître just becomes né, like N-E accent. So you need to learn that these are être, but you also need to see if there's any irregulars that you need to learn. I haven't actually written any of the irregulars just because there's so many, like I can't write them down, and you should learn them yourself, but don't learn them all. Just learn key ones. For example, voir, vous, corps, coup, pouvoir, pou. Conjugating a verb for être. We'll talk about these ones. We'll ignore reflexive for now. The past participle always agrees with the subject, okay? We went, nous sommes allés. The S, to agree with the subject, because it's we, it's plural people. If it was a group of girls, it would be the accent ES. Reflexive verbs use être. Je me suis habillée. We are heading into the confusion zone. When conjugating a verb for être, the past participle for these always agrees with the subject. But that's not the case for reflexive verbs. For lots of the cases it is. For example, she washed herself, accent, because you have to because it's past participle, and E. But when the reflexive verb has a direct object, in this case the direct object is a hand, past participle, you don't have to change it, we just keep it normal. No thing agreeing. If the direct object appears before the past participle, it must agree. This is going to end in ES. The reason that it's got this is because of this rule, because the direct object, les mains, has already appeared, meaning that this must agree with it because it follows it. When these verbs are used as non-reflexive verbs, they use avoir. She washed her dresses. This is used not as a reflexive because it's not something to do with herself. Now, the reason why it's like that and it's agreeing is because that was before. La laver, that the dresses weren't already there, so it didn't have to agree with it, but because the les, aka the dresses, were already there, it meant that it had to be agreed with. 2 lessons in one day, so very well done. Merci beaucoup et au revoir.